This is something. It's about keeping it real with Drell, and I'm probably saying the name wrong. So I don't blame men for choosing video games over dating. I don't know about that. That's probably the younger dudes, but this is interesting.
Guys, we need to talk. There's a few things we need to talk about. Okay, so I'm sitting here and I'm getting all of these emails, and not sometimes, not most of the time, but all the time, I just have to shake my head. I have to shake my head because you men, you're fed up. You're really fed up. You're absolutely done. You've had enough. You're no longer going on dates. You're no longer taking these women out. And you're frustrated.
Yeah.
And you're literally withdrawing yourselves from society. And you know what? I don't blame you. I don't blame you not one bit. I get email after email after email stating how you guys are frustrated. You're tired of going on these dates, spending all this money. And you know something? You're not getting anything in return for it.
Maybe something like that. Whether if it was fake or not, the cheesecake lady. Yeah. People pulling stunts like that. Okay. Okay. Quitting the date because you can't get what you want. Okay. Well, you have to take your ass back home then and eat canned beans and Raymonds, like the struggler man. You don't want to eat. You don't want the factory. Okay. Well, you go back and heat up the soup then.
Nothing. And you're not asking for much. And this is something I want to say to you modern women. Men don't ask for much. They don't need much. Men are simple. And let me say this to you modern women. I want to explain what simple means. I don't mean simple-minded. We all know who are the ones who are simple-minded. It's you modern women. But men are simple. They're easy. They don't ask for much. But you modern women, you want everything. You're the ones that ask for much. They don't ask for much. They don't need much. It don't take much to please a man. It doesn't. But the only thing they're getting from you is they're getting ghosted. And so many of you men are telling me that you'd rather play video games than to take a modern woman out. I had this gentleman email me and he said that he's literally, now he's playing his Sega Genesis. He'd rather do that than to take a woman out. And I remember that game way back in the day, Sega Genesis, that came out in the early 90s.
He said 30 years
he went into his closet and he dusted off his Sega Genesis and he started playing that. He'd rather sit home on a Friday or a Saturday night and play Mortal Kombat 1 or Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what he'd rather do than to deal with you modern women or to take you modern.
I never heard that, but talking about this going overseas thing, cross the water. Like I remember, homeboy was talking about that. This is before all these people were raising hell about this dating business. He said he'd do the same thing if he could, but struggling man can't afford that. But if he could, he probably would go over there. But yeah, I've been hearing that years ago. I never heard that about. Said he'd rather hook up the Sega. Yeah, that's something. But yeah, he's especially when you think about this person with the crying about I can't go in the factory, I'll just die. Know about that? And ain't like the man, which some wouldn't care about this. Well, back in the days, ain't like the man took you to buy a couple of hot dogs and a soda or something like that. I can't speak on the factories. I've never been there, but she making it seem like it's McDonald's or something.
Women out. And that's just a damn shame. It's just a damn shame. And I don't mean a damn shame about the guy playing the video game. I mean, it's a damn shame that that this is what we've become as a society. This is what we've devolved into. And these young gentlemen would rather do this. They'd rather play a Sega Genesis from the year 1990 than to be fooled with you women. And he also said that he plays Sonic and Knuckles. Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles.
I remember
and
that.
that game came out in 1994.
Remember that.
So he'd rather do this. Men
teenagers
are getting more joy and entertainment out of video games
teenagers back then
than to deal with you modern women. So this is what they'd rather do on a Friday night or a Saturday night. Sit around and play video games, classic video games, than to be bothered with you. And they're not just playing their Sega Genesis. Oh, no. Don't get it twisted. They're not just playing their Sega Genesis. They're also playing their Nintendo 64. They're playing James Bond GoldenEye 007, and that came out in 1997.
Yeah.
So they'd rather play...
Going back to the old school, I haven't played... Where is that? Shout out to Lorenzo. So I gotta get that hook back up. Because he's getting rid of his Sega, Nintendo. He hooked me up with 64, because now they want $70, $80 for that used with no games. Haven't played that or haven't had that originally in 20 years. But yeah, not getting rid of it no more. But yeah, he said that's bad. He'd rather dust off 30-year-old video games than fool with somebody's sickening. Yeah.
That than to be dealing with you modern women. And if they don't have that, what they're going to do is they're going to go on eBay.com if they don't have one. They're going to go on eBay.com and buy a Sega Genesis. And they're going to use the same money that they've been saving, that they're no longer spending on you to buy that. And if they can't find a Sega Genesis, you know what they're going to find? They're going to find a Super NES, which also came out in 1990. These old school games are becoming a trend.
So they came out in 91.
And you guys work so hard every day. You have a lot going on. You're dealing with society. You're dealing with the world. You have a lot of weight on your shoulders. You're being called trash, bums, and they're saying that you're not shit. You're dealing with all of this stuff. And the last
and that's
thing
the other
you
thing
need
too.
Is a nagging, bossy, bad attitude, and finicky modern woman.
So I'm gonna say before I forget, haven't heard an argument about this. They probably will eventually. They said the struggling man and the scrub is two different things. Struggling man may be working at Walmart. Talking about he had something. I had to got into not a heated argument, but an argument with a former friend about that. Thought she was too good to work at Walmart. Target. Like they may not be their dream thing, a job, but it's something. I had to get all that straight, because I was like, this smart ass girl here, boy, stuff like that. I thought she was too good for the damn place. Well, just sit there and complain then.
To be nagging you all day. So basically, this game is your peace. You find peace in playing your games. And you know something? Modern women, they play games too. They play mind games, childish mind games.
Oh, she's finishing it.
But you guys are playing games too. You're playing games that are good games, like your video games, for peace and joy and staying away from a nagging, bad attitude modern woman. And these modern women are getting mad. They're furious because they don't want you playing these video games. No, they don't want you doing that. They want you
just have to get mad, that's all.
Entertaining them.
What are you going to do about it?
Spending
Nothing.
money on them. They don't want you playing these games. They don't. They don't want you to have peace of mind. And they're really upset about that. But they always say, they don't care what you guys do. That's a lie. Don't believe that. That's a lie. Because every time I turn around, they're on TikTok. They're in droves on TikTok asking, where are the men? Because these same women, they're going to clubs and they're noticing that when they get in these clubs, they're surrounded by females, other females. There's no longer any men there. If so, there's few, very, very few men or none at all. That's what they're noticing in these club scenes.
Yeah, there was a I forgot who was talking about it. There was some get together or a meetup thing, and they said the dudes didn't show up. They said it was looking rough in there. Know about that? Said if that's bad, that's bad, real bad. Said the dudes didn't show up. I forgot who was talking about that, but they said okay, the place was empty. It was about it.
So don't listen to them when they're saying, oh, we don't care what men do. Yes, they do, because like I said, you see them on TikTok every day in droves complaining where you guys are, because they want you out here entertaining them and spending money on them, which you guys aren't doing. So I applaud you for that. Yeah, you guys are at home enjoying yourselves. You're calling your buddies over to play video games. You're having your snacks or whatever, and you're just enjoying yourselves. And you know something? That's one less man or many men that's no longer on the dating market because you guys are playing your video games. And you're not going to hear this from mainstream media, but I'm telling you this. This is what's going on. They don't want...
That's shades of the... I remember I saw a meme about that a while back. That's shades of the 90s. Okay, rent some movies or bust out the movies or from Blockbuster and okay, you got the Doritos and the Nintendo 64, the pizza, and you're just chilling. That's it. Yeah. So I mean, they had you were a teenager in the 90s. They had teenage clubs and all that stuff, but everybody didn't care about this club business. Just okay, going to just to think you think you're cool. We'll get up in the club and know about that. Know about getting up in there and thinking you doing something. Know about that. No damn about no damn club. But yeah, that's shades in the 90s. Friday or Saturday night.
Want you playing your video games. So no matter what they say, play your video games more. As a matter of fact, play your video games all day if you want to. They don't want you doing that, but I'm telling you to do that. And more of you men need to do that.
That is something.
Well, that's all I have.
Women hate video games.
Well, let me know if you guys play your video games. What classic video games do you play? Just let me know. Let me know in the comment section, if whatever video games that you played.
Okay. I had all that old stuff. She probably won't see this video, but Atari, Nintendo, Sega later. I was a Nintendo guy up until PlayStation. When PlayStation came out, it was all over with. I say Atari, ColecoVision, Intellivision. Our vision is this commercial. Our vision is your vision. ColecoVision or Intellivision, ColecoVision. I can't remember. Bailey's Arcade. That didn't work because got a lot of stuff from the garage sale. The garage sale was something serious in the 80s and 90s. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, or PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Probably not going to happen until the slim model comes out. It's too damn expensive. Yeah, it was an Xbox. Had the original Xbox. Wasn't crazy about it. It was good for a DVD player. That's about it. And Xbox fans gonna get mad. Nintendo game, yeah, the GameCube and the 64. But after that, I was done with Nintendo. So yeah. Only one I didn't have was TurboGrafx 16. I played that one time, 100 years ago. They brought back the Nintendo Mini. I think the TurboGrafx Mini, and another one. Yeah, I had most of that stuff. With the garage sales, you could have got a lot of those systems. They were selling them for like $20 back then. Now you can forget that. You can forget all that now.
or if you're still playing your video games, let me know. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on
Okay,
your
I gotta subscribe to
notification bell
this
so
young
that
lady
whenever
here.
I upload a new video,
Subscribe.
you'll be notified about that. Okay? So as I always say, stay away from these modern women. But remember, do not stay away from your video games, because those video games are helping you mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
Okay. Yeah, that is something. Busting out the video game over the chick. That's how I guess it's getting that bad. People saying the hell with it. They be like Kent that time. Take that towel and throw in the towel. It's frustrating. No, so you passed frustrated years ago.